It feels good to be back at Camp Rock. Really? For a new generation. And what happened? That was peak. For the most part, everything feels alive at the third installment of this DCOM franchise, and the first installment in 16 years! Really, 16 freaking years since the sequel. And since much of the OG cast, Demi, the J-Bros, and even Maria have returned, it's about time to pass over to a new generation of aspiring singers and this summer music camp. But what makes it peak? We'll review everything here. This is my thoughts after watching Camp Rock 3. This DCOM was under wraps since April of last year, as details were scarce at that time. The production team, led by director Veronica Rodriguez, was building up at that time, as Tim Federle, Betty Silanger, Spencer Berman, and even the Jonas Brothers were executive produced, and Tracy Jeffrey producing. I have to apologize for butchering Tim's surname, so whoops. But on September 17th, the film was greenlit for Disney Channel and Disney Plus, with Kevin, Joe, and Nick reprising their roles as the Connect 3 trio of Jason, Shane, and Nate Gray, who were effectively brothers for some reason, as we know it. Gabby Marsh and even Demi Lovato would join the executive producers table at this point. On the side of casting, alongside the J-Bros, Maria Canales Barrera, who played Connie Torres, Mitchie's mother in the first two films, will also reprise her role, now acting as camp counselor. Joining the camp are Liamani Segura, who you remember as Pink from Descendants' Wicked Wonderland, another DCOM that has been released this year but 1 month earlier, as Sage Scott, a bold and determined camper, Malachi Barden, who you remember as Marshall from Under Wraps, since the 2021 reboot and the follow-up, and Victor in Zombies 4 and 5, as Fletch Robinson, the bad boy of the camp, Louis Pollack, who you recognize as Posey Parker from Electric Bloom, as Rosie Kleinman, who has a cello prodigy, Hudson Stone as Stacy Scott, Sage's brother, Casey Drotter as Cliff Carmichael, a drummer with his own beat, get it? Brooklyn Pitts as Callie Banks, the choreo queen at Camp Rock, Ava Jean as Madison, an intimidating social media influencer, and Sherry Cola as Lark, Connect 3's tour manager. It was rumored that Demi, M. Roshan Vegan, and Ana Maria Perez de Tagle, the other members of the OG cast, specifically for that, but aside from M. He only appeared in Camp Rock 2, might reprise their roles, but aside from a cameo from Lovato, it was never materialized due to mostly creative differences, I guess. Filming was set in Vancouver between September 15th and October 28th, 2025 under the Rock the Boat working title. This was preceded by the rehearsal starting August 12th. The film was premiered on Disney Channel on August 13th, 2026, for the next day Disney Plus release. This film has the biggest gap for a follow-up DCOM, as it was released almost 16 years since Camp Rock 2 The Final Jam debuted, which is exactly premiered on my birthday? Really? I never knew that Camp Rock 2 would premiere in the US at the same time I was born? That's interesting. But back to Camp Rock 3 and this DCOM going to present time, Connect 3 was about to have their sold-out tour. But the opening acts opted out, so they decided to return to Camp Rock to find out who will open for them, as campers fought for their chance, but tensions and friendships are getting in hand. So I'm gonna read the overall flow of this Disney Channel original movie. So, spoilers ahead, folks. It all started as the new batch of campers have registered and to have their comfort at the cabins at Camp Rock, with Sage meeting Rosie for the first time. Meanwhile, Connect 3 was prepared for their 30-city sold-out Reconnected tour. However, the girl group who was set to open up for them have split. So Lark, the tour manager, demanded the trio to find a replacement act, but Connect 3 immediately found a solution. Now back at Camp, Connie, now a counselor, welcomed the new campers while also introducing Connect 3 back to camp. The trio, accompanied by Lark, would then announce a contest here to find out which person will have their spotlight at their tour opener. After which we see Sage sing One Beat Away, which sounds very catchy and slayed. Yeah, as the song ends, Fletch, who just got out of a police car for some reason, bumped into Sage, which immediately made her fall in love, but started by Connie welcoming him. So yeah, Fletch would meet Cliff in the only cabin that's available, causing a slight conflict, but immediately saw as C is calmer than they thought. You know, those young kids accompanied by Cliff, by the way. So, yeah. So, okay, now we have some character developments during the time before the first challenge. Rosie asks Connie to revise her application form, of which she accepts. Fletch getting along with Cliff, Callie talks to Sage before the latter left to check the practice rooms, where she encountered Madison and her dancers Danielle and Danielle, played by the Bloom siblings. Yeah, and make an egotistical talk. Then Sage went to her brother to seriously explain why he might be competing and a little of their past. The first challenge happened, where each camper has to sing Play My Music, connect to his biggest hit. 25 campers have passed through challenge 2, with Desi is included for some reason despite Sage's weird developments. A songwriting workshop took place afterward, where Connie brought Camp Rock alum Calvin Rhodes to help this out. Also, this is literally Milo Manheim, special appearance for that matter. Calvin then arranged the campers with one that they haven't met yet, with Sage getting in touch with Fletch. Daniel and Fletch did discuss about what they thought about Rosie and Sage respectively, which is basically what they're signing partners, whatever. But yeah, and Fletch performed a song called Tomorrow, which sounds that this is how you write a song. Bring in Alexander way back. Just kidding. Desi talked to Callie for a little while. Then at night, the latter then talked to Desi's sister before she leaves. Sage would discover something in the cabin as a hidden compartment found her. That item hidden in it would eventually be Mitchie's notebook from where she was at camp. The next morning, Lark made an interesting phone call with Connect 3, discussing about what happened right now. Then Fletch hang out with Desi before the second challenge began, which is to dance without even getting tapped on the shoulder by Lark. Like, how? And because, of course, a reprise of Start the Party was performed during this scene. Because of how Desi made the most hilarious avoidance of Lark's shoulder tapping, Madison and her dancers were instead tapped and eliminated from the contest, horrifying them. And then there were 5. Sage, Desi, Rosie, Fletch, and Cliff. Desi brought Callie again for a discussion. Sage and Fletch share thoughts at the pier, and even Lark was making a crazy phone call with Connect 3. The final 5 would go to the arts and crafts room where restrictions set by Madison and her dancers was made, messing around with the 5 people's important items. So from what I can recall, Desi's shoes was eventually made to glow up for some reason. The hat that Fletch wore has given a baby-like look. And they even stole Cliff's drumsticks for some reason, and they made a slightly interesting glow up. And also, Sage's t-shirt that she wore, they vandalized. And Rosie's cello bedazzled. I don't know what term is that, but anyways. Then Rosie insulted the 3, and Cliff defended her before a paint fight took place, with the replies of It's On playing in the background. It ended when the 5 left, and it was about time that Callie and Connie would enter, with the latter getting hit by paint for some reason. Luck would warn the final 5 about the incident before letting them to enter the tour bus to stay for the next 24 hours, which was the final challenge. Madison then secretly devised a plan with Danielle and Danielle to disqualify the 5. During the remaining 5's stay, there was some talking, sleeping, and other interesting moments. One moment stand a lot is when the 5 sang Echo, which sounds very impressive. Sage and Fletch did flirt a little at the top of the bus, with the latter unknowingly kept his phone, which we'll explain a little bit later. He then put his jacket on Sage before they almost kissed, which was interrupted by Cliff accidentally pushed the car horn. The next morning, the 5 officially moved on as developments continued with them. First, Sage was approached by Connie, who knew a lot more about Mitchie's notebook. Then Sage talked to her brother a little bit before singing a duet called Rhythm's Only Right and got called by Connie. The 5 are then brought to the office about something urgent. Now, I have a question for you. Did you know that at Camp Rock, you can't use phones? Yes. During the opening program, the counselor reminds everyone that their phones must be surrendered as long as you're at camp. No leaks, no posts. Because of this knowledge, Fletch has to surrender his phone, but the video that Madison posted was also discussed with him as the other 4 left. Connect 3 returned to camp as they're preparing things for the final jam. Now, as the final jam approaches, the 5 did a debrief and prepared themselves for their original songs, with Sage and Fletch reconciling after Connie and Lark allowed him to stay following further review of the leak. It's final jam, and guess who's here to catch it? It's the one and only Mitchie Torres. Yes, she's here to catch it, surprising her mother. Then we saw the final 5's performances. Cliff performed My Own Drum, a hip-hop song with drum beats somehow built in. Rosie performed Played My Way, a Love I Like song with insane cello drops, like totally, and the most insane choreography I've ever seen for some reason. Desi bought his keyboard and his Cali, yes, while performing Get Ready to Everyone. Let's sing a finalized version of Tomorrow, giving everyone a standing ovation. And last but not the least, Sage. She then gave a speech about her song and the moment she shared what the other four. The five would then perform Work in Progress, a song that Sage was working on earlier, further dazzling the audience. Connect We judged everyone's performances, and while they discussed a little bit on which one is fit for the job, Mitchie approached them with Shane giving her a hug and talked briefly. After that, the trio would then announce the winner, but after some notes from Mitchie, it is decided that the five finalists would win as a group, effectively making them the new act to open for Connect We during their Reconnected tour. Now, while the name of that group is yet to be made, as indicated by what really happened after that, and some reactions, Connect We, Sage, Fletch, Desi, Rosie, and Cliff then perform We Walk to close out the movie. And that's it for Camp Rock 3. I'm gonna share my own thoughts right after this. Stay right here. Hey there, thanks for making it so far into this video. Now before I should continue, I'm gonna pause for a moment. Now, by subscribing to this channel, you'll give me more support than right now, because the way you subscribe to this channel, the support that you give to me will be important to my future, of course. I'm currently recovering from the passing of my paternal grandfather, and I just want to get myself back into relevancy now. So if you wanted to continue to support myself as you usually do, then please like this video, comment if you have any suggestions what should I do next, subscribe to this channel, and also to my Eurovision channel where I do Eurovision content, and hit that bell and set it to all, so where you're going to get all notifications when a new sort of videos pops up. And this is you can also check out my socials in my link tree linked, and this channel's homepage as well, where you can also find all my other socials. Now with that matter, let's get you back into this video. For this Disney Channel original movie, well, it's really peak, as I might say here. The choreography in this film is so bedazzled, like it is intertwined, as I just said here, and the overall tone of this film seems to be very, very more superior than the original and the second films, I might say, despite the fact that I haven't watched the second film yet, and I've seen the first one at my young age, I might say, but yeah, and the environment is very peaceful, at least, which I found it interesting, especially for the fact that this is a camp, and yeah, it's basically in the middle of nowhere, but at least. But the character development seems to have some support here. So let's get started with Connect We. So Connect We's journey in this film is good, to be honest. They had their own tour prepped up, but the opening act has dropped out because they split. So they decided to go back to camp to do a contest leading up to the final jam, and they somehow did it basically right. And the chemistry seems to be interesting though, because of them talking to Lark, and of course a couple of developments though. Yeah, and here's one funny moment happened. So Shane was kicked by Nate and Jason into the water, which I found it interesting there, just as we're about to get through the final jam, by the way. So that was interesting, but yeah, but I'm really glad that they were able to get back to the camp where they used to be popular there, and they become a household name, so that's something. And yeah, we also able to see Mitchie right now as just a cameo. She only had a little moment talking to her mother, and then taking a moment with Connect We, and at the end she saw Sage as she, alongside the other four, were eventually made into a group, which won. So that's something. But as I just said, things are getting interesting here as we get to the other characters. Lark's development is interesting, especially for the fact that despite the fact that she's the tour manager, has some very interesting developments. Talking with Connect We, then doing some camp work, especially for the fact with the dance challenge. she just tapped some people to get them out, which leads us to the final 5 that we know it now. And yeah, it's interesting. Also, we have some developments from Madison, Danielle, and Danielle. They're so, I might say, ego development though. They had a cult following though, and despite that they had an antagonistic development, well, yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, but they deserve that they got exposed from all of this. So yeah. Also, Callie seems to be slayed with her choreography, which is interesting. And despite the fact she has been featured or tagging along with Desi, I'm really proud of what she has done. And speaking of Desi, we're talking to the main characters now. So Desi's character development seems to be interesting. His chemistry with Sage, which I'll talk to Sage in a little bit, is good, to be honest. Their brother-sister relationship is very interesting, especially when it comes to the Rhythm's Only Good song, right? Rhythm's Only Right, sorry. So that song, and especially a little when slight conflicts eventually turn into some friendship development. Well, I'm so happy about what Desi has done, especially towards Callie, which I found it interesting. Cliff might be a little hilarious thanks to his drum beats, which I found it interesting though. And despite I have saw some very hilarious moments, I think he's absolutely fine, I might say. I really like his tone, and yeah, he's very good, I might say here, but at least there's something. Rosie, being a cello player and being and she was into jazz music, I might say, she's absolutely great, especially for that matter, because that eventually turned down from her pop rock developments and Electric Bloom, right? So yeah, her development, and especially her character development, and especially her talk with some developments with Cliff is interesting though, especially for the fact that she made some a little bit some of them, but yeah, she was a bit emotional at the point where she was in the tour bus on some and also her performance is absolutely crazy, like, yeah, the most insane choreography, as I just said. So yeah, she's good, I might say, but I really like her character. Fletch, despite the fact that there were some developments with Malachi, the actor that played him, well, yeah, I don't know why he came out of a police car, but according to him, he just got a court, so that's why the police car happened. And because of the fact that Connie already welcomed everyone, he and all the phones have been surrendered. He hasn't surrendered his until the urgent meeting. So yeah, and Fletch's antics seems to be interesting. He brought his guitar, which is nice, and I have to say that he's calmer than I ever expected, despite the fact that he's the quote-unquote bad boy at camp. Well, yeah, his song Tomorrow, both the original and the acoustic version that was performed first, is very amazing. I absolutely love it, and his standing ovation at the final jam is very amazing as well, so I'm really glad that it happened. And yeah, his relationship with Sage is getting there, because from what I can tell, Sage and Fletch did glaze a little bit, about their antics and feelings, of course. They flirted, of course, and we know that they are basically just friends, but about to getting their own crush, I might say. But they have crush on each other, or whatever love interests. But yeah, it's interesting to see them getting along, despite the recent controversies between the actor that played him. I don't want to talk about the tour that much, since that all happened last year, but I don't want to repeat that this year. So yeah, and one more thing, Sage. Now, say it with me, she's really good. Yeah, Sage, for that matter, is prepared well, I might say. Yeah, as you can tell, she's determined, she's bold, and she has her camp spirit already though. Especially towards when she sang one beat away, which is very, very impressive, I might say. I really like her antics as well. And despite the fact that she had some good developments between Callie and some of the other campers, some slight developments with Desi, and this insane relationship with Fletch is great. And especially the fact that she is taking the footsteps of Mitchie by the fact that she now owns Mitchie's notebook as seen. Yeah, she is having some ideas going to Berlin when she's about to write Work in Progress. And she had some guidance from Connie, of which she actually knew a lot about Mitchie's notebook, of course. And yeah, her camp spirit seems to have worked here, especially the fact that she did have some development and the tour bus. And yeah, that's interesting. But here's the thing, of course, she did perform absolutely lit. She lit the audience very proudly, and especially with her 4 other friends that made her an icon already, as she and the other 4 became a group, immediately won the whole final jam, which is very impressive. I'm so proud of what Liamani has done with her character, and I'm really happy for all of this. So, yeah, aside from all the character developments though, as I said earlier, the choreography is insane, the environment is impressive, the overall flow is sometimes hilarious but very great. But I'm really happy that this was a DCOM that has somewhat brought a new generation of campers, or a new generation of people, to see a very old DCOM like this, and now is made for a new generation. I'm really happy for how the producers have put a lot of effort into this, and I'm really happy for it. So Camp Rock 3 is such an amazing DCOM that I don't want to forget about it, especially for the fact that I absolutely watched all of it. And I think I had to say I don't have any words about this. So yeah, the character development of all of the characters here were good. The overall tone is very mesmerizing or amazing, I think. Yeah, and also choreography is insane. All of the songs are very, very lit, especially that we brought back some classics such as, you know, Start a Party, Play My Music, and We Rock from the original film. And then we got It's On from Camp Rock 2, and we also got Brand New Day being played, which was from the second film, that as only sang by Liamani and at the start of Camp Rock 3, by the way. But yeah, and also yeah, I'm really proud of what, as I just said, how the producers have put a lot of effort into this. So I'm really happy to say that Camp Rock 3 gets the same score as Assassin's Wicked Wonderland, so that's an A tier. Yeah, waiting for this third installment for 16 years has led me to this. And despite the fact that this is basically what I had to say here, I'm really proud of how Camp Rock 3 has put a lot of effort into this one heck of a Disney Channel original movie that almost everyone who used to remember Camp Rock during their days as the first 2 movies were premiering on Disney Channel. They brought back their nostalgia, and this was very insane because it also brought a new generation of viewers as they introduced to this franchise, and I'm so happy for all of this. I'm so happy. Camp Rock 3 was peak, and I don't know what I have to say here because this film is tied with Descendants Wicked Wonderland for my ratings, but it is what it is. So that's it for my review on Camp Rock 3, and I don't have anything to say about it except that I have a couple videos that will be coming along on this channel. Of course, we got the Wonderland review going on as planned. I have prepping up the script and some images as well, but I have a bunch of things to look forward to as well. And yeah, with that matter, I hope you guys enjoyed today's review, and I will see you on the next one, I might say, but it is. So stay calm with it, guys.